We are Gold Ivy.
Our mission is to empower you to own and unleash your truth.
Stories of resiliency are gold, and ivy grows in hard places.
Those hard places are what creates space for light to shine through.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production. Before we get back to today's conversation, I want to talk about something that hits most of us as we enter the premenopausal and menopausal years, that sudden, frustrating shift in how our bodies feel. We often talk about hot flashes, but we don't talk enough about the menopause middle, the stubborn bloating, the brain fog, and the fact that our digestion just seems to stall.
This isn't just in your head, it's in your microbiome. Trust me, I have worked for years to continually care for my gut health. As we age, our estrogen and progesterone levels drop, and we actually lose the diversity of the good bacteria in our gut. This dysbiosis leads to an increase in inflammatory bacteria, which is why we suddenly struggle with constipation, mood swings, and even sleep disturbances. That's why I want to introduce you to Relievance.
Relievance isn't just another fiber supplement. It was developed by Dr. Robert A. Gans, a nationally recognized board-certified gastroenterologist with over 30 years of clinical experience. Dr. Gans saw the limitations of standard fiber products and created this proprietary 8-fiber formula.
What makes Relievance different is the science of balance. It combines 8 different fibers, each selected for their specific viscosity and solubility. This allows the formula to dissolve gently and support your natural gut rhythm without the harsh gas or bloating often caused by single fiber supplements.
By increasing your fiber intake with a blended formula like Relievance, you're doing more than just staying regular. You're feeding the beneficial bacteria that help regulate your hormones, clear that menopause brain fog, and stabilize your energy levels. It's a tool to help fight the physiological effects of aging and reclaim your daily comfort.
It is third-party tested, gluten-free, and contains 0 artificial additives or fillers. It's just pure, clinically balanced support for a sensitive stomach. Sign me up.
If you're ready to target bloating at the source and support your microbiome through this transition, it's time to try the formula Dr. Gans developed for his own patients.
For your convenience, you can find Relievance Fiber right on Amazon or visit relievancefiber.com. Feel like yourself again with Relievance.
If you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know I used to be the biggest skeptic about supplements. I thought, I can definitely get everything I need from food. But then I started to realize that high-quality, clean supplements weren't about replacing a healthy diet. They were about optimizing my health in a way I never thought possible. For instance, I discovered what so many women eventually do. I was deficient in magnesium. Now that it's part of my routine, I'm sleeping better and I feel absolutely amazing. It made me realize that quality matters more than anything.
When it comes to taking supplements, ingredient integrity is a must for us both, and that's why we trust Smidge. Smidge offers a small line of foundational supplements, core nutrients, including 100% whole food vitamins, and digestive support for people who prioritize real food, but know even the best diets have gaps. They obsess over ingredient integrity, crafting minimal, clean products with 0 additives and rich nutrients meticulously sourced from around the world. We both love Smidge's magnesium, but with my chronic gut health issues, Smidge's digestive support is my tried and true. I use their digestive enzymes every single day before meals, and it has been a game changer in post-meal bloat, fatigue, and overall digestion for me. If you have any digestive issues, their enzymes, including the original and HCl plus enzymes, are a must try.
Smidge just dropped some incredible whole food supplements that we've been loving. First up, their Kakadu Plum. Most vitamin C supplements are just mass-produced synthetic chemicals, but this is the real deal from Australia. It's pure, whole food vitamin C that your body actually knows how to use for glowing skin and a rock-solid immune system.
I'm also obsessed with their Australian emu oil. You won't find this at a typical health store. It's the best source of vitamin K2, MK4, which is a total game changer for women's bone and heart health. While plant-based K2 is hard for your body to process, Smidge's emu oil is already pre-converted, so your body absorbs it instantly.
So, if you want a brand that is truly backed by research, derived from sustainable principles, and only wants to provide you with the freshest, highest quality nutrients, it's Smidge.
Head over to getsmidge.com to check out their magnesium, emu oil, kakadu plum, and their fantastic digestive enzymes. And don't forget to use our code GOLDIVY10 at checkout for 10% off.
And now to this episode of the Ivy Unleashed podcast.
Welcome back to the Ivy Unleashed podcast. Today we are spilling the tea. Literally, if you are on YouTube, can everyone just take a look?
That is steamy.
Steaming, glowing. You know, like those things where like steam showers for your face? That's kind of how it feels. Oh man, we're talking about energy.
I'm excited to talk about this because I think everybody needs really strong, energetic boundaries. That's what we're going to talk about today. I have a good boundary of not burning my tongue on tea that looks that hot by putting ice in it. So I hope it cools it down.
Can't relate.
Is your tongue actually burnt right now?
Yeah. Let's try it. Oh, that's good. See, but have you ever seen those reels of like the men boiling water on the stove and then they're like preparing to shower with my wife and they're like getting used to it being so hot? I feel like that's my life. Where like I'm taking super hot showers. I want it so hot that it's burning my mouth.
Oh my gosh. Like, do you burn your skin in the shower? You like it uncomfortably hot.
Yeah, but to me it feels comfortable. Like it is so nourishing for my nervous system. Like I just love warm things.
Okay.
Hence why we need to get out and move to Florida, back to Florida. But anywho.
This calms my nervous system. I'm wearing my daughter's clothes today. I'm wearing Cora's comfort sweatshirt. Thanks, Cora. And I don't know if she's going to be mad about that. She can't be mad about it. I bought it, right?
You didn't ask for permission?
No.
I remember growing up, I was so grateful I didn't have a sister because all of my best friends had sisters and they would get in screaming arguments because they would steal each other's clothes. And I just remember thinking, like, these are my clothes. No one can touch them. Yeah. I wish I had a sister now. I kind of have you, which is the same. But yeah, growing up, because of wearing each other's clothes.
Yeah, I feel like you find your sisterhood. But yeah, I have two daughters, so I'm excited to watch that. But they're 5 years apart, so I feel like they probably won't fight too much about clothes. Maybe once Blair's like in 8th grade and Cora's a senior or something like that, maybe we'll run into it.
I can't wait.
But at this point, Blair loves getting her hand-me-downs from Cora. It's like going shopping. And it's great for me because I don't have to buy anything.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good on the nervous system. Not when they start fighting, but we're not talking about that. Today we're talking about what does feel good. I feel like I am totally in the midst of this. In my notes, I wrote, work in progress, real-time struggle. Everything I'm working on. Because this is literally, this episode is me. Yeah. To a T. Like what I'm going through right now in life is saying no and learning energetic boundaries. Yeah. Like for the longest time, I would just drink the caffeine, rev up, like give me the list. I want to power through, hustle, hustle, hustle. And now my nervous system is like, we can't. Like I drink coffee and I'm like, and so I'm learning, okay, how do I be okay not with that feeling? Not needing I'm super revved up to get things done.
Yeah, and we want to define what these things mean. Brooke has a bunch of notes. I'm super excited to read your notes. I have notes, and we're going to get into actually defining what an energetic boundary is because I think that's important. But before we do, we want to read a golden review. This week, it's from Kimber. Shout out, Kimber. She says, Andrea and Brooke are an amazing duo. We met professionally, and I quickly became a fan personally. They are authentic, insightful, smart, and fun to work with, and most importantly, truly care about their community. The world needs more of you ladies. Oh. Thank you for all you do. That is so sweet, Kimber. Thank you so much. We are doing a new thing where, Kimber, if you screenshot that, you send it to us, we'll send you our metabolism guide, Max Your Metabolism Guide. It's $19 typically. You'll get it for free. And then it has a bunch of workouts linked. It has how to calculate how much protein you need. It has a grocery list. It has all kinds of tips in it. It's packed full of value. So we'll send that to you, Kimber. You just send us a screenshot. And everybody else, feel free to do the same.
Can I just say that Kimber might be the best thing that's happened to us in 2025? She has brought us so much joy. This is amazing. And it's just, I'm not surprised at all that she would have those words because she's literally the best. So shout out Kimber. And anyone that's listening that has a business, reminder that you can choose who you want to be in partnerships with. Yeah. and make sure that they light you up because that's exactly what this one has done for us.
Yeah, I think being an entrepreneur, and especially like us, we interact with people on the podcast, with brands, and people trying to get us to do different things. And we have to have good boundaries on what we want to say yes to, what we want to say no to, what doesn't feel right. So that's such a good point. I think talking about this today, when you think about energetic boundaries, it's protecting your energy, right? We have only so much energy. You have a day where you feel like you don't have a whole lot to give. Other days you feel like you can conquer the world, right? And the idea is to protect yourself so that you're really saying yes to the things that need to be done in your life so that you can survive. And also what you love, say yes to the people that you really care about, that your time goes to your values. It goes to the things that you value, because it's easy to get swept up in, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Oh, that's awkward. I can't say no, or, And so we want to talk through, for someone that it's not that hard for, tends to be me. And it tends to be a little bit harder for Brooke to say no. But there's, that's nuanced. And we kind of want to talk about how we handle those things so that if you struggle one way or the other, you have too rigid boundaries like me maybe, or too loose boundaries that Brooke's working on, like how we're working on them and how it's helping us to work on them.
Yeah. I also think, right, like I'm in a season where time is spread between a lot of things, and so are you, and so are a lot of people listening. And so how do you protect your energy, say no to things when like you have to say yes to certain things that maybe you don't want to do, and finding that balance of, okay, do I really have to say yes to this? Maybe it's, I have to give time to it, but there's only so much energy I can give to it. And I'm not going to stress about doing it 100% because I just don't have 100% to give with different areas. And you're getting a phone call. That's a boundary.
What's up, Alicia? See, I have it on Do Not Disturb, but she's one of like my pinned people, so it'll come through. I'll call you later, Alicia. Love you.
Love you, love you. That's, one of mine on my first one is my phone is on Do Not Disturb now a majority of the time. And that has been really helpful, like distractions.
You know how that can bite you in the butt? Let me tell you what happened to me yesterday.
Oh, God.
I planned my day around getting a facial at Face Foundry. And I roll up. I walk in 3 minutes early because, I'm working on I'm an early person.
As of now.
And she's like, oh, we gave you a call and left you a voicemail asking if you could come in at 2:30 instead. So my precious 30 minutes, because 15 minutes there, 15 minutes home, was wasted because I'm not great at checking voicemails. And it was one of those things I thought of Alan Stein Jr. with the next play because that aired yesterday. And I thought to myself, this is an opportunity where I could be like, you know what? I planned my whole day around this, and now I'm here. Now I got to go home. But instead I said, you know what? This is a great learning opportunity for me. I have been needing to work on checking my voicemails in real time, every day even. And I didn't check my voicemail today.
How long of an advance did they give you a heads up?
4 hours. Yeah.
See, that is something I have to work on. I have a lot of anxious energy around when timing is off because I do plan my days around things. When people cancel, I get angry. I'm like, this was my time, my energy. I feel, and not to say this is right, but I'm so busy and I am making an effort to be on time to be with you. I value that so much. And I think that stems from deep childhood trauma of people in my life saying they would be there at a certain time and never showing up. Yeah. That just triggers the little girl in me. And so that's, I don't know if you'd call it a boundary, but a reaction maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I would call that a trigger. And I think it's like you already have the awareness, it's an unhealed wound that still affects you.
And if that happened to me, I would be pissed.
Yeah. And it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You're going to have people that don't value your time as much as you do. Things are never equal, and in relationships, one person always gives a little bit more than the other. And it can change in seasons too. Hopefully it does. Otherwise it's becoming a one-sided thing. But I think, people are going to let you down, and it's tricky not to take it personal, especially when you have that kind of history that you think of how it made you feel then, and that kind of filters into now. So is that fair to the person who just had an off day.
It also is a lot easier when you're in a calm state, when you have a calm nervous system. Like if I'm already feel like I'm running behind or in defense versus offense, and then something like that happens, then it's World War III in my brain. But when I am, feeling relaxed and I'm going to check my phone twice a day or whatever it may be on Do Not Disturb, then I feel like it helps when things come up that are triggering.
Yes, for sure. And I like the definition I read of what an energetic boundary is. It says, and why we need to set them up is long-term maintenance of your peace. So I think when you're thinking about your schedule and it's so heightened because you're so busy and you're going and you're planning around a thing and whatever, it's like, okay, maybe this is a sign I've got too much I'm saying yes to. Or what can give here, or how do I prep myself for a day like this where I know like this is what it is. I'm the season of push right now. I'm trying to get my business to a certain point, or I've got 3 kids and a lot of stuff. But that's not going away. So how can I have a long-term maintenance plan of my peace? And I think I talked about this last time we were chatting about what we love, but sleep is just such a crucial part of that. And if you're not rested, you will be in that heightened fight or flight nervous system and more likely to react instead of respond. And so that definitely needs to be in the boundaries for your energy. Like, am I getting rest? Do I see 2 days from now when I'm going to have like a 4-hour chunk where I'm going to go relax or get a massage or have the ability to take a nap or just free time? Because if that's not in there, it's going to be hard to be calm or be positive,
Yeah. Something I always talk about is your energy list, your givers and your takers. And so that's something I did when I was journaling this morning for this episode was, okay, in this season of life, what do I know actually gives me energy? And I think that's a great activity for everyone to do. And whatever you write, that's what you need boundaries around. So like sleep is on my list. I need boundaries of sleep. I'm putting my phone away at 8 p.m. This has been a game changer. Keeping your phone out of your room, putting it away at a certain time so you're not looking at screens, you're not getting stimulated, you actually feel like you can wind down and get tired without needing melatonin, alcohol, like fill in the blank. I think that has been such a game changer for me that I want to recommend to everyone. I worry, and I know a lot of people have the argument of, but what if someone needs me? And I always tell coaching clients, like, you can put your phone on ringer, on loud, and you will still hear it if it's out of your room. But like the act of having it out of your bed calms your nervous system so much. And these boundaries are things that we have to put in place and then have the discipline to keep them.
Yeah, I was reading up to just, I think when we're thinking about how do I know which ones to set? I love that you have like, okay, this gives me energy, so it needs to be in there. I need to protect it. And I read from this woman named Pia Mellody. She's a renowned expert in childhood trauma and boundaries. She broke energetic boundaries into 3 pillars. One is what you're talking about, is protection. So it acts as a shield that prevents you from absorbing the emotional debris of a toxic coworker or chaotic household. So, I feel like everybody can relate to this. You get on the phone with someone whose energy is chaotic. You were calm, you were zen. You don't even know if you should answer the phone because you're like, oh God, what are they going to be up to today? And you have to have some type of protection of that energy. You can think of it like a bubble, like, okay, I love this person and I want to be there for him. So I'm going to answer it and I'm going to listen, right? It doesn't mean you have to react or respond with anything. You could just listen, maybe ask some questions. But that is challenging to not take that energy on and let it affect the rest of your day. Like, do you have any mindset shifts that you have when you have a call like that?
Don't answer it.
Like,
I had someone
for it?
Yeah, I had someone in my life a long time ago that was like, Brooke, you don't have to answer your phone if you're not in the right headspace. And I'm like, yeah. Like, think about way back in the day. If you weren't home on the landline, people couldn't reach you. Like, if it's an emergency, they will call again. They will text. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not in a good headspace. When I do answer and I'm not in a good headspace, it's nothing that's urgent.
Yeah.
And then it's a cycle. I'm triggered, whatnot. So I think being okay with not answering, with not texting back right away. Like I am such a get it off the list. If I see the notification bubble, I get anxious. I want to knock everything out to zero. And being okay with pausing and taking time to respond is something I'm working on. Like, let me answer when I'm in the right headspace, when I can actually take in this message, respond in a way that is loving, and I have the time to say what I really want to say versus just a quick response to get it done.
Yeah.
Being okay with things piling up in the to-do list. And that's something I'll talk about is like kind of a new way I'm handling my to-do list, which I've talked about in previous episodes of the top 5 priorities, but letting the to-do list build and being like, I could die tomorrow. This does not need to cause stress. And that is, takes practice and something that is in progress for me.
Yeah. I heard something the other day. I think it was Alex Hormozy was talking about his mom died recently and he wrote her eulogy. And he's like, I've heard people say this before, write your own eulogy and what would be in there, or if you have to write somebody else's. And he was like, nothing in her eulogy was about how great she was in business. And he was like, she was good at business. Like she was a businesswoman. She was a shark. It had so much to do about her character and her service. You know, when you zoom out on life and you think about all these little things that add stress to your day.
Yeah.
Like what really matters in life when you zoom out. I like those reels when like, oh, what if people say something about what I posted on social media and then you zoom out to the state, to the country, to the world. And it's like, you're a little ant. Nobody cares. Post whatever you want, say whatever you want. Live your life how you want to live it. You have this one life on planet Earth and you don't have to pick up the call. If it's going to ruin your day, you have to live with you the rest of the day. And if it's going to be a day ruiner, you're clearly not in the headspace to answer the call.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens if you take the call and then you say something maybe you don't want to say because you're in a state that isn't the greatest state, and then you have shame and guilt about that interaction.
And you're like, I shouldn't have answered. I should have listened to my gut. I shouldn't have answered.
Yes.
What about a chaotic or toxic coworker that you, for the season, have to work with? How would you have an energetic boundary with them?
Oh, God. It's hard because my coworker is the best person I know.
Yes. I know when we think about hiring someone, we're like, oh, man, we got to be so careful.
That's a great question. Well, I have the privilege. I'm trying to put myself in someone's shoes who's like in the office every day. Okay, I got it. I'm not going to say it out loud who I'm thinking of.
Are you tired of the endless battle with cravings? Do you dream of managing your appetite without the hassle, the side effects, or the hefty price tag?
Then it's time to meet Dr. Stephanie. She's not just a doctor of pharmacy. She's a certified diabetes educator and a leading hormone expert. She listened to your struggles and formulated a gentle, natural solution, GLP Wonder.
GLP Wonder is a revolutionary supplement designed for an easier path to appetite control and hunger management. How? It works by combining powerful natural ingredients like areocitrin and green tea extract to naturally support your body's own GLP-1 levels. This signals fullness to your brain, curbs those persistent cravings, and even helps fight insulin spikes, that stubborn, fat-storing hormone.
The result? Reduced hunger, better appetite control, and a more natural way to stay on track with your diet and goals. It's effective, it's safe, and it's affordable. Just 1 capsule per day for powerful results.
GLP Wonder is now easier than ever to find. Look for Dr. Stephanie's GLP Wonder at Walgreens, CVS, and Walmart. And we are thrilled to announce that you can now find it in Target stores nationwide.
Stop waiting and start winning the fight against cravings today. Find your nearest store, or to learn more and shop the full Dr. Stephanie's collection, visit drstephanies.com. And for a limited time, use code GOLDIVY30 for 30% off all Dr. Stephanie products at drstephanies.com.
Hey everyone, if you're like me, January through May means cold and flu season. But this year, I'm ready. Besides the All Things Elderberry gummies my kids ask for every morning, I want to talk about something that is a non-negotiable in my fridge, the Everyday Elderberry Elixir from All Things Elderberry. They call it an elixir, not a syrup, and here's why. It's made with organic, farm-fresh Missouri elderberries, never dried. That gives it a light, uniquely juicy, and palatable consistency. It's not thick or overly sweet. And the difference it makes for me is huge. For me, a tablespoon anytime I feel that first little tickle in my throat or before a big event where I absolutely refuse to be sick. It either completely kicks symptoms to the curb or lessens them so fast. Even my oldest, Cora, is asking for it. I will never not have it. It's my daily defense. And who needs that defense more right now than our bride-to-be, Brooke?
Ooh, yes. Wedding season is basically a marathon. Between the bridal showers, the bachelorette trip to Florida, and all the main events, I don't have time to be run down. The thought of getting sick before my bachelorette trip, no thank you. I'm taking my elderberry elixir with me every morning, whether I'm at home or on the road. It's my little insurance policy, so I can fully enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime season without worry. It's literally for the mom who holds everything together and the bride who is trying to hold her wedding together.
That's right. Whether you're a busy parent, a traveler, or a bride prepping for the big day, you deserve this defense. Stop letting illness slow you down. Head over to allthingselderberry.com right now.
And for 15% off your very first order, use our special code GOLDIVY. That's GOLDIVY. Get the everyday elderberry elixir. It's the defense you deserve. But this person has recently put their phone on Do Not Disturb because their coworker, boss, whoever in the office, all of them have access to their personal phone. And most companies do these days. Maybe.
Oh, like Slack?
Slack is on your phone, emails on your phone, even personal text messages, like if your boss or your coworker is texting you. And so I would say, what boundaries do you need to put in place so that they don't have 24 access to you?
24/7.
24/7, thank you. Access to you.
I would say also, take a lunch break where you get out of the environment.
Yes.
Because sometimes you're like, oh, I got to punch this stuff out. Like, take the break to breathe, to get outside, to refresh, like rejuvenate somehow midday.
The energy shield is a really great technique. Not letting their energy in you, in your bubble. Mm-hmm. I also think giving them love, as hard as it may be, the way they are treating you, treating others around them, really is just a reflection of how much pain they're in. And once I started actually viewing things like that, it helped me so much of like, this has nothing to do with me.
Yes.
Like whether it's a client or a coworker, a family member, whoever, like it literally has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
If they are treating people or saying things like they must hate themselves. They must like be so miserable. Mm-hmm. And so all you can do is send them love. I also think put headphones in. Like, be honest, I got a lot of work to do. Like, no disrespect. Like, keep it very surface level. Yeah. You're going to treat people how to treat you based on the time you give them.
Mm-hmm. When they go low, you go high, man. Mm-hmm. When they go low. I think about, too, a lot of times what we'll call them a tornado person is loving on them. And I know that's hard when you're like, I despise this person. No way am I going to love on them. But even just when you see them, ask them how they're doing. Mm-hmm. Ask them a question. A lot of times they just want to be heard. They want to feel any sort of love. It's tough because if you're like, how are you? And they're going to be like, I had the worst day. And, the negative Nance. That might be tough. Mm-hmm. But try it and experiment with it and see what happens.
But you can send them love back and then GTFO. Yeah. Like, you don't have to spend more time than you want to on them. I think your energy is precious. And when you give love, it feels really good. Mm-hmm. It's not hurting anyone. It's only helping how they're going to feel, how you're going to feel. And then give yourself permission to not feel bad. You did your part and you can leave. You can protect your energy.
Yeah. Okay, the second pillar is containment. It keeps your own energy from leaking out or being overextended to people who haven't earned it. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think just knowing how valuable your energy is. Like, not everyone gets access to your energy. I think about this in business, charging our worth, like how much energy we have put into certain things. And we've done it for free and we have earned our right and whatnot. But in recent years, months, whatever, we're like, no, like our energy is so valuable. Like, we are changing lives. We know that. Mm-hmm. And there's that exchange of currency, value, money, whatever it may be, that like for me, knowing I don't have to do this for free, I don't have to respond to certain things, give out my energy if I'm not in the right headspace to do it, or if I don't feel like there's an equal return. And I think this goes back to the saying yes just to say yes.
Yeah.
Like pausing before you're going to agree to things. I would always be, yep, I'll do it. Yep. Yes, man. Yes, man. Like I know it's going to get me far in life. And I'm not saying I don't do that still, but I've gotten a lot better. Is this a yes I really want to say yes to? Because I might resent it in the future.
Yeah. I think about social energy leaks. I think, well, one, I thought about saying yes to going to a get together you don't actually want to go to. Like, one, it's just taking your time, but two, your energy access to you, like you said, if you actually don't want to be there, it's not good for anybody for you to show up, because then you have somebody in the room that has the energy of not wanting to be there, or it's fake energy of pretending you want to be there. And I think getting good at, just turning it down, or, I've got something else going on, fill it with something that fills you up or lets you rest. I also think about bad habits that leak your energy, that you're like, nope, eating this is going to make me feel so terrible. Like last night I was bowling and I was like, oh, pizza does sound good. I'll share it with you. I was so bloated the rest of the night, and I definitely overate. And I was like thinking this is affecting the rest of my night. I'm so uncomfortable. It shifted my energy, or like drinking alcohol. It's it might not feel like an energy leak in the moment, but then the next morning you didn't get good sleep. So then you're just slacking the rest of the day. You're not the best mom you normally are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think of those habits.
Yeah. Okay. Can I tell you something that came to mind as you're sharing that? This is kind of an energy giver. So something that has really drained my energy, as all of you listening who have regularly listened know, is food, and figuring out what the heck I should eat when everything would upset my stomach. And thinking about meals, and then the grocery list and the plant, all of that, I'm just like, ugh. Ian and I are very much, we eat to live versus we live to eat. And recently I've found more joy in food, but a way that has been really easy on the nervous system is repeating the same meals. So Sunday is pasta. Monday we've been doing burger bowls. Tuesday, tacos. Well, Fridays, we recently hung out with our good friends, John and Megan is also gluten-free. And I learned that Papa Murphy's take-home pizza has gluten and dairy-free pizza.
What?
So, as you're talking about pizza, maybe you should try a Papa Murphy's gluten and dairy-free pizza, because this tummy can handle it.
Wow.
I don't feel bloated. And it's brought back the joy of okay, Friday night, you're tired, Justin James is calling, asking what's for dinner, and duh, it's Friday pizza night.
My phone is actually ringing again. I need to turn it over. Maybe that's the boundary.
It's so funny, because I was watching, as I was working this morning, the Toast podcast, and one of the sisters was on, guest filling in, and she kept getting phone calls. I was literally watching it this morning, so I'm having deja vu. You're not alone in that.
I mean, I'm just so popular.
But I think you can still enjoy the things you love, but in a way where it doesn't leak your energy.
Yes.
And I think it takes being creative. And that's just my little tidbit for you. Maybe try it.
Awareness, you wrote in this journal about what gives you energy, and knowing even just that can replace something you're not crazy about or excited about. The thing that gives you energy, just put that in instead. I went to a Super Bowl party on Sunday night, and I was like, oh, it's going to be late, and then I'm going to be tired on Monday and whatever. And I was like, well, before I go, I'll get in my workout. And I got there 15 minutes late, but it was still I did the thing that I knew would help me sleep better that night, feel better, all of the things. And I was like, I'm coming, but this is more important right now. Meet you over there.
Yeah. Being okay with being late. I hate that. I despise that. But Ian is helping me realize it's not life or death if we're 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
Now, if he is late on our wedding, I will be turning around. But that urgency and that rush. Have you seen those reels where they're urgency is a choice, and it's people cleaning, and then they slow down.
Oh.
Or they're making the bed really fast. They slow down. They're washing their face. That's something I've been doing, and it is why am I rushing through this to-do list? Why am I trying to get to the end of the day? I can't wait to get to the end of the day until I can just breathe and not have something to do. I feel overwhelmed by my to-dos. And taking a break from stimulants and coffee has made me realize that's not a joyous life for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be known as the woman, the mother, fill in the blank, that like was anxious and was just talking to you to check something off a list.
Yeah.
You know? And it just made me realize you can feel calm and productive. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
You can give yourself permission to breathe, and it feels a lot better doing things when your heart isn't racing 50 miles per hour.
Yeah. I think a good reframe when you're in the midst of the to-dos and you're trying to slow down, it's like having a positive spin on what you're doing. You know, people will say like gratitude while you're washing the dishes. I haven't gotten there yet, but like, you know, folding clothes for 30 minutes straight when you have a lot of clothes, you know, can be overwhelming. But like, I love that my kids are going to come home from school with drawers full of clean clothes and just feel like so taken care of. So thinking while I'm doing it, like they're going to feel so loved, or I'm loving on my house, you know, it's going to look so nice in here. And I love that feeling. So like when you get done with the to-do, like, I think maybe it's like a celebration almost of I'm loving on my business right now. Like that client feels so taken care of, I'm sure. Or Andrea probably loves that I just crushed this, you know, whatever. I feel like you and I do a good job of appreciating each other, but it's a feeling, right? It's like the journey and getting to the destination. Like it's literally pointless if you're not enjoying the journey. And not that you're going to be over the moon about sweeping your floor or something, but trying to, like you said, not rush will make it feel like it's not a bad thing you're doing or like it's not a negative thing in your life.
Yeah. I also think, can you pair it with something you do enjoy? Like that's your time where you're listening to a podcast, watching a show, doing something that like feels a little bit like a treat, like the idea of working out while watching TV or something like that. It makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. I blast music when I'm cleaning my kitchen. Justin takes the kids to school a lot and I will just blast it because he'll always like, God, it's so loud in here. And I'm like,
feels great.
Yeah, it is. You know why? Because it's my house. And just me doing these dishes.
Back off.
Listening to Forrest Frank on volume 10, okay? Or Jamie McDonald. Whoo, she's so good.
Oh my gosh. I had, you know, I'm a renter these days. And today, all of the maintenance men went into every apartment. They've been like doing it week by week, but this morning at 8 a.m., luckily my apartment was chosen. And they come in and they change the filters over. It's these 3 men who, they're great. They're hilarious, older gentlemen. And the one is like taking notes on his iPad about just, you know, appliances and whatnot. And Alexa is going. And so I'm like, Alexa, turn off. And one of the older gentlemen heard me and he's like, oh, you got an Alexa too? And I go, yeah, I love my Alexa. And he goes, yeah, I love my Alexa so much. She's a tax write-off. She's my dependent. And I go, I felt so stupid. I was like, seriously? He's like, no, I wish. Wouldn't that be a great idea though?
You're like so gullible. You're like, really? You're in the midst of tax write-offs. You're like, could I? I'm like, should I?
Shit, this is great. Would it save us some money? Anyway, that's
funny. Okay, third pillar this is a good one, especially for the ladies. The givers, the doers. Discernment is the third pillar. It gives you the clarity to realize this is their problem, emotion, or crisis to solve, and it doesn't have to live inside my body. I think this is really hard, especially right now with what's going on in Minnesota. I'm finding it really hard to have energetic boundaries around like how much to be informed versus how much to turn it off. Like we don't listen or watch the news in my house, but like people are hurting in my community. And so we're in our neighborhood are donating a bunch of stuff to a bunch of different causes to help people. And I want to know who I'm giving it to. And I want to know their story and I want to know what's going on and how to be a helper in the midst of this time. Like I want to look back at this time and be like, I helped people. No matter which side you stand on politically, I think it's important to know, like, how can I help? Like people are in crisis. And you can do deep dives, especially with social media. And it's like yesterday I felt my chest was so tight and it was like just talking about it with some friends and talking about like what's going on and what's true and what's not and what are your sources. It's just like, it's overwhelming. And then to think about, you know, is this my crisis to solve? Is it not? Whether it's that or just your friend calling you and telling you something that happened. Sometimes we take that on and we carry those things because we love people. We want to, you know, we want to be empathetic. I don't just want to like hear it and be like, oh, that's their problem. You know, like I feel it in my body, but then if you do that with everybody, it's going to tank your energy and it's going to, you know, it's tough to figure out, to have the discernment of what's yours to carry and what's not.
Yeah. I don't know if it was Tony Robbins or some personal development guru, but they were saying how when you solve a problem for someone else, you're robbing them of the growth, of the satisfaction, the journey, the healing that they get from it being theirs to solve.
Yeah.
Some people don't want answers. Like you hear a lot about women and men, and like men are the fixers and they just want to provide the answers, and like women just want to be heard. And yeah, I think when people have problems, the open-ended questions, how can I help? If you don't have anything to give, maybe not asking that question. Like giving what you have the capacity, speaking of energetic boundaries, how can you help in a way that it doesn't completely deplete you? It doesn't put you in a spiral. Like, I don't care. People will come at me, but like social media is not helpful when it comes to what's going on in our world right now. It is, I just think you get lost in the scroll. You're seeing what people want you to see. You then have a specific belief, and the algorithm is then feeding you things to believe that. It's jacking up your nervous system versus going and finding ways that you can help, that you want to keep helping. Like coming from a loving place. Donations. I'm staring at all these donations in front of me right now. Like that's going to feel so good when someone comes to pick it up. Versus I'm just angry in my house because I'm watching the news. I'm reading things. Like, we don't watch the news either. And I really do believe like we weren't meant to know everything, and I don't want to be filled in. Like you can do it in a way that feels okay in your body. You're helping because you actually want to help, but you're not going to help anyone when you feel terrible, when you feel depleted, when you feel angry. Like it has to come from a place of love. And you're going to see these videos that are just terrible, and it's going to make you feel some type of way, but you have to decide, like, how do you want to feel? What action do you want to take? Yeah.
I think too, you know, when it comes to the world, it's like, it's almost putting it on the calendar. Okay, I'm going to figure out how I can help on this day. And then the next day is going to be a break from it all. Like being intentional about when you're not looking at social media. That's definitely, I think, a really good call of feeling how it feels in your body and taking a break. It can just be so much. And half the stuff isn't even true. It's all people's opinions on it, you know? But when it comes to people and relationships, I remember Terry Cole on her codependency episode talking about her sister needing to leave this guy, leave this relationship. And she kept trying to be like, I'll come and get you. I'll do this. I will do this. Trying to solve it for her. And it was like the best thing she did was pump the brakes on that. So her sister figured it out on her own. She was the hero of her own story. And when you brought up Tony Robbins, I remember her saying that. And it's like, you do need to allow people to have their journey of figuring it out. You know, you can ask, you know, do you want advice? Are you looking for advice? You're looking for me to listen. I think that's something I say a lot with my kids, because they'll come to me with a story. And I'm like, okay, are you looking for any input on this? Or you just kind of want me to hear? And like, they will say at 10 years old, they will know, no, I just wanted to tell you about it. Like, I know what I'm going to do, or I know, you know, I don't want to hear whatever. Or they'll be like, yeah, I have no idea what to do. Have you ever had this happen? You know, and then it's like a chance for connection rather than you're bulldozing in their problem and you have the answer, when who knows if you even have the correct answer for them.
Yeah. I think anyone can take that, whether you're 85 or 10 years old. We all need to hear that. Ian will say too, like, are you in the headspace for some feedback? We're like, nope. Or like, yeah, what? The dishes. There's a certain way that you put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, you know what? You're so good at it. Why would I take this away from you?
Move in with Justin. You guys can be so good at dishes together. It will be wonderful. Although then you and I would be together, nobody wanting to do the dishes.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Another thing I was reading about is the physical repercussions of saying yes when you don't want to say.
Let's hear it.
When the polite yes, when you're like actually lying, it's not even nice to say yes because you don't actually want to. You're resentful and you don't even mean it. Neck tension, brain fog. What else was on the list?
Probably gut something.
Exhaustion. I'm sure gut issues from being in fight or flight or being in that resentful space. There's a lot of studies about physical ailments from having resentment in your body. So like if you were thinking about doing therapy and working through some childhood trauma that you are still holding tight to, or you're mad about, you feel like you're resentful, do it. Okay. Because it could be causing some physical ailments. And I think people underestimate like what we're holding on to emotionally, how it manifests in the body.
Totally.
And it's always scares me because it's like, well, you just don't know how it's going to manifest, you don't know what's going to end up happening, but it's the resentment factor. And resentment is caused by saying yes when you don't mean it, doing things you don't want to do. People ask you to do something. How could they ask me that? Of course I'm going to do it. And it's like, no, you actually don't have to. You don't have to do it. And then you don't have to be resentful about it. And so finding a way to say, and Terry Cole's books do a great job of walking you through examples, but no, I'm out this week. I'm really exhausted. So next time, have one for me. Would love to celebrate, but I'm feeling overwhelmed with my to-do list. Anybody can relate to that. And no one's going to be like, oh, what's on the to-do list? They'll be like, I get it. And if they don't get it, who cares?
Yeah.
They're not your people. Like your people, when you say I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm feeling exhausted or I'm feeling like I have, next week I'm going to be gone, so I want to be home. Like your people will understand a no. No one's going to think that you're being a jerk for saying no. And you also don't need to justify.
I was going to say, you don't need an excuse.
Yeah.
Which we often feel like we do. I think about, too, answering a phone call when you're not in the right state. And then someone asks something of you and you say yes. And then you don't want to go back on your word. So you just feel stuck where like giving yourself the time to pause, not answering the text right away, not rapid fire responding or answering. It puts that buffer of, I can think about, do I really want to do this? How does this settle in my nervous system? Like business opportunities, does this excite me? Is this something I want to spend my energy on? Because when you're doing the things you want to do, it lights you up. You feel healthier. Like everything's just better. And then I also think you feel like you have more capacity to give because you're in a better headspace. You're in a better state overall. You're more energized. Like it's very hard to give when you have nothing to give. And I think feeling like that is a signal and a symptom of your body saying, hey, like we need to say no to some things. You got to recharge so you have more to give.
I also respect someone so much more who would pause, like thinking in business, how we'd be like, oh yes, absolutely. On the spot. Yes. Like any friend of mine or anybody I'm going to do business with, if you don't take a second and say, let me think about that, or let me look at my schedule, or let me talk with my business partner. In my mind, you are not someone that is firm in their own values, that knows their value, that's confident in what they can provide, to just say yes. Like, are you sure? You don't even look at your calendar. You're just going to fit me in wherever. Like, okay, I want you to have some self-respect. I want you to have some systems that you operate through before you're saying yes to me. I want you to care about yourself real well if I'm going to be working with you or you're going to be my friend. I don't want a friend that's going to be like, yes, I will do anything for you at any moment. Like, I don't even want that. I don't even want Justin to be like that. When he hops up and does stuff, sometimes I'm like, what the?
Who are you?
Like, thank you. But man, I mean, did you have something else you want to do first? It's kind, sure, if you're really in that space, but that automatic yes, I don't even respect that. I don't even think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Which could, I'm thinking about sales and like you want to get people on the spot to say yes. But I think there's something to giving people time. Like, I respect that. Like, it's a big decision to make. Of course you need time. Like, when's the follow-up? When can we check back in? What questions do you still have? Like,
and in the meantime, just, for the next time that we meet, can I just hear what are some of the things that you're thinking about so that when we do meet, we don't waste time and I can help you with the things that you're needing more time to think about?
Yeah. I think it's a power move to give people the space to regulate their nervous system. Like, if I'm urgent and I'm lighting you up, I'm like, I need an answer right now. What do you do? Like, whoa, that energy. No, goodbye. Energetic field. And like, who do you want to do business with? People that feel like, okay, I'm 7 cups of coffee in, I'm feeling good. Like that.
I'm not leaving without a yes.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like that, if that's your energy, like you do you, boo. But just think about that. Like, who do you want to be surrounded with? It's people that have calm nervous systems, that are taking care of themselves. You want to teach that to your kids. You want people around you to be regulated, or people are making not so good decisions.
That's a good barometer too. Like, would I want my kid to just jump in and say yes to all of these things too? Like, you're legit modeling what they're going to do. And some people, you know, they have the role model of their parent that did do a lot for other people, and that's what they admire about them. And that is great. It is wonderful, except for the times where they're so burned out, they get sick. Right. And you can ask those people that you adore, you know, how do you balance saying yes so much? And how do you, you know, and if they're still around for you to talk to them about it, I'm sure they'll say, it fills my cup to do it this way, but this is something that I would probably not do. Mm-hmm. You know, what are the benefits of this? And what does it cost you? It always costs something.
Mm-hmm. What's the cost?
And I'm not saying just be a taker. Don't ever be a giver. Like, give and help. And just do it in a regulated, true, authentic give that actually is kind, that isn't just saying yes because you want to look nice and then go home and be resentful and bitch about it to your spouse. Do it in a way that it feels aligned. It feels like you can. And then if you're going to give, it's like a really full give. Mm-hmm. It's not like a half-ass give, you know?
Yeah. I think saying no is the power move this year, so that you can say yes to things you actually want. Because if you're saying yes to everything, then you're depleted, and then opportunities come in where you really want to say yes, but you just can't because you're sick, or you don't have the time or capacity or fill in the blank. It's like everything is, it's duality. It's you're saying no to something so you can say yes to something else. Mm-hmm. And that is such a reframe for me of, I'm not saying no because I'm weak. I'm not saying no because I don't care.
I'm lazy.
It's I'm saying yes to fill in the blank.
Yeah, I'm saying yes to something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit about one more thing before we wrap up, and it's handling a pushback. So you're saying no to things, you can say yes to them. This is a quote from Pia Mellody too. She said, "Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They are gates to keep you safe. And once you set them, people will test them." And so it is tricky and it does feel uncomfortable, but their reaction is a reflection. It has nothing to do with you. Their reaction is a reflection of their entitlement, not your unkindness. And so it's, you know, it's starting to think of your relationships like, are they reciprocal or are they more one-sided? You know, and just knowing if you have the boundary that protects your energy, you're going to show up the best version of yourself. So boundaries really, they're such a protective mechanism and can up-level your relationships and your connection and like how you truly actually feel. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but I feel like just getting practice at it is it's just part of life. And everybody should be setting them, and they can just be like an easy no. It doesn't have to be like, no, I will not see you. It's like, no, not right now. It doesn't work for me right now. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. The story we tell ourselves, right? Of we get in our head, this is going to blow up. This is going to be so much bigger than it is. I don't want to upset them. It's like, just quiet that internal voice. Be firm. You love yourself enough to be healthy. Saying no to these things is going to help you say yes. And if people don't respect that, they're not your people.
Yeah.
If you're open and honest, like, for example, my 9 p.m. lights off with Ian, like, he hated it at first. But it wasn't I'm doing this because I don't want you to watch TV. It was, I'm really struggling. I need sleep. And when I came from that place, yes, it's annoying for him to have to, you know, not be able to watch TV, but he's over it. Like, now it's affecting him in a positive way. So just think we get in our heads about how people are going to react. At least I do. That shame, that guilt, all these negative emotions, when, like, just do what works for you. It comes from a place of love. Know that. And the inner voice, just shut it up. That's what I'm telling myself. Like, no one cares. It doesn't matter. You are making this way bigger of a thing than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Start small. Have it on your phone. Have it on a pen and paper. And celebrate every time you keep your word.
Yeah. What else is on that list that we didn't talk about?
Oh boy. Well, my goal for 2026, my word is energy. And I think about all of this of what actually gives me energy. What are the things I need to protect? I'm thinking of, when I was thinking of this and writing it, it was not needing to go 100% the minute I wake up. Like, that is a disaster. Starting the morning with a calm nervous system, not needing a specific routine or certain way of doing things, of like, how can I honor my body this morning? How can I be calm and present? I saw something the other day that was, instead of asking myself, how productive can I be? What things can I accomplish today? It's, how can I be the most present in each task, in each moment? Like, how can I enjoy this more? And for me, when I'm present and my mind's not a million places, that helps. So that's something on this list, is like, I like slow mornings. I had to set the boundary to not teach yoga at 6 a.m. in order to do that, in order to get sleep. You know, I now see what's the word I'm looking for?
Benefits,
the fruits of my labor of setting these boundaries. And that's really exciting. And no one died.
Yeah.
No one hates me for it.
In the last year, you've really gotten really firm with your schedule. And I, to be honest, full transparency to people not in our business, like, I would push back on things. I would be like, well, how about like 9 o'clock on this day? Or how about this? And she'd be like, I really don't want to. I'm really trying not to do that. And even just her saying, like, it wasn't a hard no back at me, but it like taught me how to treat her. It taught me how to, okay, she's setting these boundaries and she's really trying to stand in them. And then I would be like, okay, I don't want to ask her that again, because then it's putting her in a position where she has to try and set another boundary on top of it. And I think when you have a friend that you know struggles kind of speaking up, when they speak up even a little bit, honor it. Like, honor, this means something. There's a reason that it's happening, and there's a reason why they said it. And so now, like, I schedule our recordings and there's a lot coming in, and I am literally looking at Brooke's schedule. I'm like, I'm not doing anything outside of this as much as I can. And the recordings can wait. They can go out 2 months if they need to go out 2 months. So we can have a system where we wake up and we can have our mornings. Yeah. We can have our life. And when it's go time, it's go time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just like, everything can wait. Nothing is urgent except for you being okay. Yeah. And like, when you start to live your life like that, I think everything changes. There's the book by Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? And he talks about the time management chunk of what's urgent, what's important, urgent, non-important. And I was listening to Dave Ramsey speak about it yesterday, and he said everything good in life happens in that second quadrant, which is, it's important, but it's not urgent. Because you're doing things from a calm nervous system. That urgency isn't creating sickness, resentment. You're feeling ahead of the game. You're in offense. Like, it's such a reframe of, sometimes boundaries, like, it just feels gross. Saying no doesn't feel well. Call it something else.
Yeah. I like it. I like the idea of like protecting your energy. That feels so much better. Yeah. Like, how can I protect my energy a little bit better? And like Brooke said, it's practice. It's just practice. It's not easy. It's not cute at first. It can feel messy. It can feel so uncomfortable. Because it feels uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. It means that you're doing something new. And that always feels uncomfortable. As business owners, I'm always doing things that make me feel uncomfortable. And I'm like, is this right then? And it's like, no, it is, because it's new. Yeah. And everything new stretches you. And I'm also doing more yoga and I'm stretching and it's uncomfortable. But you know what? I like it.
She's doing it.
But I'm proud of you, because I know it wasn't easy to do that. And I know that I am a very like direct person that's not always like the same way that you are interacting with people. And like, we are a perfect example of two people that can work on being less rigid and setting more boundaries, working together. And like, the goal is connection. The goal is to care for each other. And I love that you talked about urgency, because what is most urgent is that, going back to eulogies, it's connecting with people. Yeah. It's feeling okay. So you can live your life. So your eulogy isn't in 10 years, it's in 50, you know?
Yeah, I think, what is the intention? You know, I'm saying no to the 9:30 recording, not because I hate my business, not because I don't want anything to do with you. It's like, no, I want to show up and like be so alive and in the conversation. And I know that I just can't do that And once I had that mindset frame or that reframe of I'm coming from such a place of love. Like, I'm not doing this to hurt other people. I'm not doing it because I don't want to be 100% in the business. I'm doing it because I want to be 100% in the business.
You don't want to burn out.
Yes.
And you want to show up. I mean, we literally get hired, and the reason why people share our podcast is for our energy. Mm-hmm. Like, if we could sum up the testimonials we get, it is saying, I feel more alive and more energized anytime I do one of their workouts, interact with them, have them on stage, whatever it is, listen to the podcast. And so we can't show up depleted. And whatever it is that you're doing, it's the same thing. Like, whatever your magic sauce is, if you're depleted of energy, it's literally pointless. You're not going to be that magic anymore. Mm-hmm. And so if we haven't said it enough, protect your energy. Start practicing these boundaries. You are worth it, and everybody around you will benefit when you set them.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I feel like we could talk about this forever, but everything comes back to self-worth. Like, do you believe you're worthy of taking the time to take care of you? Do you really believe that everyone will be better when you're okay? Like, it all comes back to the belief.
Yeah, you have to believe it. And if you don't, that's okay. But stay here, stay with us. Keep listening, because we want you to feel your value. And the more that you tune in and start to feel better, you'll understand. You'll feel like it takes some time to build that self-worth. You know, you might have had a rough childhood, or you're in a tough season. Infertility, relationships, professionally, like, life has really tricky seasons, but you are a walking miracle. You are worth every ounce of pouring into yourself. And when you do, everything gets better. So we're going to leave you with a piece of gold. This piece of gold is from this awesome book called Boundaries. Shocker. My therapist had me read this like 5 years ago. It was amazing. The authors are Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. And they say, we need to love the boundaries of others in order to command respect for our own. This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold and set your boundaries. We want to thank you and encourage you to celebrate yourself for taking the time to learn and get inspired in your one beautiful life. And if this podcast means something to you, it would mean so much to us if you'd be willing to take 30 seconds to help support our mission to keep bringing you inspiring stories and guests.
First, following the podcast is important because it helps you never miss an episode. To do this, just go to the Ivy Unleashed podcast show page on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow.
While you're there, if you'd be so kind to give us a 5-star rating and review and share your favorite episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful for your support.
We are thrilled you're here and are so happy that you're taking time to prioritize your wellness, self-discovery, and growth with us. Additionally, we want to remind you that this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We are not licensed therapists, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals.